Welcome back to the next episode of Beast or Cringe, and this is Beast or Cringe. We might have overcooked with this strategy. This might be the first cringe strategy. We don't know yet. Maybe it's good. I just wanted to check out beasts, but turns out there's only 3 types of beast scarabs, and one of them is put Einhar on your map, which you can get from the tree. So we have to do something else. So we're gonna also farm ores with double Kalguuran Scarab and lost shipments. 6% chance that an ore deposit will be replaced by lost shipments. This could be random good tattoos, this could be rune grafts, your mastery tattoos. I don't know. These scarabs are actually kind of expensive. These are 4C each, but everything else is 1C or less. We're running all can go because loot doesn't really matter here. Ground loot doesn't matter. We're just here to capture some beasts. And we took some increased effective mods. We took actually quite a lot. We're just missing like this part of the top hat and this here. But I'm just all can going, chill, all can go map, no investment, random canyons. And we still had some points left. So we actually added heist. We have 40% chance for a smuggler's cache to show up. And we spec'd every heist node except this here. So we're gonna get a lot of blueprints, which you can sell in bulk for quite a bit. And we're also putting heist on the map device, which costs 6C for 3 smugglers caches. So deception contracts are good, heist blueprints are good, some rogue markers, whatever. So we're gonna have 3.4 smugglers caches on every map on average, and a whole bunch of beasts, because we're running 2 Bestiary Scarab of the Herd for 10 additional red beasts, and the Bestiary Scarab of Duplicating for creating a copy of beasts captured in the area. So we're doubling the beasts. And then of course we have like every relevant beast node in the tree. In the top left corner we have natural selection for the less common beasts. And then we also have the deep and the wilds types will be more common. There's a strat where you only do the wilds. There's a strat where you do both deep and the wilds. We're trying the deep and the wilds. That's what more people recommended. I'm doing red altars. You don't need to. You can do blue or no altars at all. Again, it's just all can go maps, so the ground loot is not going to be that great. It's just T16, 50 maps. As always, track the loot, track the gold, empty tabs. My bestiary is empty. I emptied it out. I have 0 yellow beasts, 0 red beasts. So everything we capture here is going to be from this project. We're speccing into some ore stuff. So we are basically kind of fishing for the lost shipments and also fishing for Swollen. We made it so that our ores are most likely to be Verisium. So sometimes we'll get Starfall craters, and maybe if we get a Starfall crater and we get lucky, we get a Swollen. Obviously, we won't be able to count that. I'm hearing it's something like 1 in 50, 1 in 60 Starfall craters per Swollen. So we're probably not gonna get one in this 50, but you know, we could. Swollen is like 80 div, so pretty crazy profit if we do hit that. So there is a little bit of fishing involved here, but that's the strat. Beast or cringe. Let's go and try it out. Quick update. After the first map, I realized that there is this thing called the Thieves Trinket, and there is actually one mod that impacts the maps. So we've run one map without this. We can have 10% chance T1 highest roll for smugglers caches to duplicate the contained rogue markers. So we're gonna loot rogue markers obviously from the caches, and now we have 10% chance to duplicate them. I just bought this for 75 chaos. Can resell it after if you're not gonna run this strat more. Pretty cheap. Anyway, next map. Wish I could see what beast I'm capturing, but you know, it's fucking impossible. There is like 5 red beasts on screen here though, so that's pretty cool. I just have to wait until Einhar manages to... no, not the 6-link. I don't want to. I'll fill up my inventory. I'm not looting more 6-links. Why do they have so many 6-links? Main profit is going to be fusings. Jesus Christ. What? +1 fire. Tier 2 dot multi. Tier 1 dot multi. Tier 2 crit multi. What is that ID? That's a wand. That's an identification scroll of all time. I'll check the other one. Okay, the other one is shit. That's what you expect. What was that? Okay, Starfall Crater, hello. Wee woo, wee woo. This is some PoE 2 vision craft, dude. Just ID scroll it off the ground. Okay, we got a blueprint. Nice. Okay, okay, okay. We're ramping. The strat is ramping. Now we get a Swollen. Ow. Oh, yes! We killed him. 200 gold for this? What the fuck? Oh, I see. It's like these little lost goods that we have to click. Can I really not show them? Not even with alt? Ah, I found them all. They're on the map, so they're not too bad. Okay, so that's how they look. We got some random shit, like you sent out a $4,000 shipment. Rune Graft of the Sinistral. That's 3C. Okay, we got like 10C. Sure, whatever. I mean, that's not too bad. It could be, of course, could be good tattoos. There's tattoos that are more than 1 div each, so, you know, we didn't like get lucky there. But if it's at least 10C every time, that's pretty good. Reminder, you don't actually have to hold the Verisium ore. You just walk away from it, and then you click it 1 time, and your character will channel the ore until you either get stopped by a mob, or until you perform another action and stop the channel, okay? You don't have to hold your mouse for new players. PSA. Save your wrists. Very good. Oh, another lost shipment. Oh my god, that's so bad. What is that? Oh my god, that's so bad. Okay, we got 2C from this last shipment. They're getting worse and worse. Okay, update. Guys, I just ran a map and we didn't get Einhar. Because Einhar doesn't actually have an 8% base chance. According to the wiki, it only has a 2% base chance. So we actually rolled the 2% chance that we don't get an Einhar, which on average should happen once every 50 maps. So to avoid this stuff from happening again for the rest, even though on average it shouldn't, I will spec 100% Einhar, you know, because we are putting in Einhar Scarabs. So it's pretty stupid to run a map and then not get an Einhar. So yeah, but we did 1 map without Einhar. That's part of the data now. You actually had to manually capture the beast, okay? It wasn't Einhar doing them automatically. There was actual nets in the game, like itemized nets that you have to keep in your inventory. And when you kill the beast, you could throw the nets and capture them, okay? Now, this is already bad, right? This already sounds bad, okay? Until you realize they only added the nets that you can use after they die later on in the league. Initially, you had to actually take the beast to low HP and then capture them. If you accidentally killed them, they were gone. That's it. No beast for you, okay? And then they added thaumaturgical nets that you could capture their corpses, basically. You could kill them and then throw the thaumaturgical net and then capture their corpses, and then they actually revived and then they were in the bestiary. Holy shit, it was cringe. That's how beasts used to work. So, you know, be thankful for Einhar now, how it works. It just like does everything for you. Because there used to be nets. They still exist on standard. I have a stack of thaumaturgical nets. There was like tiers of them. There was like iron net and like better net. Like you would have like different tiers of nets based on like eye level and or like area level. That was very cringe. Okay, guys. It is that time again where the strategy becomes beast or cringe. It becomes cringe. After 30 maps, on my map number 30, my menagerie is full of a beast of a type. So what I'm gonna start doing is I'm gonna start bottling up the yellow beasts. So I just spent 100C from the chaos that we had here on bestiary orbs. And I'm gonna start bottling up the yellow beasts because they sell in bulk. So I'm just gonna take out yellow beasts until I don't have any more yellow beasts here. Guys, they can't all be based, okay? We just did multiple base strategies. We have to find a cringe one. It's based or cringe, okay? Not based or based. There is a lot of red beasts. I took out almost all the yellow beasts. And there is a lot of beasts left, and they're all red. and some of them are worthless. A lot of them are worthless. So we might have found it. Guys, it took 3 maps and our menagerie is already full again. Cringe. Okay, so now we actually have to do something even cringer. We open PoE.re for regex. And there's 2 options here. Either we regex for the bad ones and delete all of them. However, I think the Bestiary regex is still limited to 100 characters. So for some reason, the 250 didn't quite make it to everywhere in the game, only to the... Anyway, the other option is we regex the good ones, which is these, the 10C or more, and we delete everything else. So we take these out, these are good, and then we delete everything else. So I'm gonna do that now. I took out the good beasts, and you can control click this X to release the beasts. Everything here is less than 5C or less than 9C beasts. So Ferric Tiger Alpha is 5C. Maybe those are good in bulk, so we can keep the tigers, but delete a bunch of other stuff. Keep the yellows, because yellows can sell in bulk too if you want to bother bottling them, but we're just gonna destroy a bunch of random red beasts. No good lost shipments so far. Oh, reflect. Oh, that's my first reflecting mist! Oh my god, ever since they're in the game. 11 div right now. Oh my god, it's been years, or a year and a half or something. I've never found one. Holy shit. I've always only found items. That's 50 maps. We got this, this, this. No div drops. And unfortunately, my fragment tab is compromised. I forgot to remove the fragment affinity when I went to take some King's March loot. So some of this loot is from King's March. So I'm not gonna count this, but do know that there is probably a div or div and a half or 2 div or whatever of random scarabs in here. Maybe, but some of them came from King's March. I can't tell what, so this loot is compromised. But this is mostly about beasts and blueprints anyway. It's probably 95% of our loot is from beasts and blueprints, so whatever. Let's clean this up. We slightly over-sustained on maps. This is like plus 10 and another 15 or so. Obviously, we'll price the good maps. I'm gonna just dump these into the King's March tabs. They can run it later. Because we got, you know, so many contracts this strat, I actually cleaned out my heist looker. So everything in here came from this 50 maps that I just ran. And because deception contracts are so much more valuable than other contracts, I am gonna actually put in the time and 5-to-1 these. So they have to be the same type of contract. So bunker or smugglers den or laboratory, etc. And they have to be the same rarity. So they have to be all blue or all rare or all white. So I'm gonna regal these on the off chance that they're not, and in fact most of them are, and then I'm just gonna 5-to-1 them to get a couple of more deception contracts possibly. So I'll do that quick. You see you get these boxes, it rerolls the job type. Oops, -3. Okay, lockpicking, agility, engineering. We didn't get a deception, so I'm gonna do this for all contract types. Maybe we get a couple more deception contracts. Boom. Deception. All right, so after all of that, we got 7 deception contracts, which I think they're like 10C each. I'm gonna press check them properly later. Doing all this for 70C took like a few minutes. Probably not worth the time. Probably gonna hide contracts on my filter after this. But they only come from the one Smuggler's cache that I always click, so it's not like you have to like backtrack for loot or anything. But yeah, probably not worth doing the 3-to-1, at least for time. Okay, quick quickly mentioning a little bit of trash, of course. Not enough to like really value, but just showing it, taking it out. A couple of bad tattoos, bad rune grafts, bad cards, essences, single essence, fossils, 10C Maloney, 10C Deli Orb, random cluster jewel, whatever. Not including this in the data, just some random trash. Okay, now for the cringe part. PoE.re, the website where you regex your maps, also has a beast section, and you can just put in a min chaos value, what you want to regex. And so I only check for these beasts, and everything else, I mean, maybe the tiger, I think I have the tiger too, we can do 8C. And everything else, we delete, except the yellow beasts. So you come to Einhar, you buy some orbs from him for 1C each, and then you open your Bestiary, you paste the regex, and then here's a bunch of tigers that we got, and then we also got 2 wild bristle matrons. So I've done this over the run to not overfill on beasts. We got 13 Phenumal Plagued Arachnids, 2 Vivid Vultures, 9 Krakic Chimerals, 2 Primal Cyst Collars, and 2 Wild Hellion Alphas. And everything else that I bottled here is yellow beasts. Yellow beasts are 2 div per inventory, minus 60C that you have to spend on the orbs to bottle them, minus the time, of course, that you spend bottling them one by one. It's really annoying. You might just never want to do that. So that's the amount of beasts we got. We got 0 Black Morrigans in 50 maps. I'm hearing that's pretty unlucky. Black Morrigan is like 1.4 div, I think. So let's start getting into the pricing. We also got 48 blueprints, not revealed. So 48 big bulk blueprints. And we got 3 fully revealed 4 wings and 1 fully revealed 3 wing. I also got this wand. It just dropped like this. +1 fire spells, dot multi, fire dot multi, crit multi. Kind of cool wand. Even has an open prefix still. I don't know. Just search for these 3 things together. Already doesn't exist. I don't know why. Feel like that should exist. Lowering the numbers a bit, it's 1 div. What about? Okay, nothing with crit multi. Yeah, this is hard to price. This wand can be anywhere from 1 div to 10 div. I don't know. And then we found this snack. It's from a reflecting mist. It's super low tiers, but the reflecting mist kind of saves it. It's probably not worth selling, but still a cool find. Would have been a cooler find like week 1, but you know. And we also found a reflecting mist, which of course I'm not gonna include in the data because it's super fucking rare. But that's 11 div, pretty cool. It's the first time I've found one. Pricing time. We got 9 inventories of yellow beasts. I've bottled 4 of them here, and I have 5 more. I do want to keep some, because if I ever want to beastcraft, I don't want to worry about running out of yellow beast, so I'm not actually going to sell all of them. But if you wanted to bottle them, every inventory of yellow beast is 360C profit, because 60C to bottle them up, and then it's 2 div per inventory. So, Windows calculator time. We're starting from 360 times 9, so 3,240C chaos profit only on yellow beasts. We got 37 deception contracts, which at the current rate are 9C each 1 to buy and 15C each 1 to sell. That is crazy. 14C each 1 to sell. All right, we'll value them at 13C each. Little bit of conservativeness. We have 37 of them. At 13C each is 481C. And we got 48 blueprints. Blueprints are 35C each, 25C 1 to buy, 40C each. That guy's a pretty big bulk. 40C each, big bulk. Okay, big bulkers are 40C. We have a reasonable amount, but not hundreds. So we'll go with 35C each for these. So we have 48 of them. That's 1,680 chaos. What about the revealed ones? 3 out of 3, 120C each. 4 out of 4, 160C each. Blueprint. Reveal. Let's search like that. 0.6 div. 0.8 div for 4 out of 4. So it's like 100C for 3s and 140, 150 Yeah, we could do 120, 160, but, you know, we don't have a lot. Let's just go with singles. 100 for this one, because we got 1 of 3 out of 3, and let's do 140 for these. We got a couple of maps. T16.5s, no regex. Yeah, 30C each. They are 30C each. So we got 11 of those. That's 330C. We got 2 T17s. They're like 30, 40C each, with 50C each. They actually went back up. Synth maps are all 20 each. 2 Shaper maps, those are cheap, like 7C, 5C. Let's not even count that. 1 Conqueror map, 20, 25C. Let's add 20. Invitations, I rescued these from the Fragment tab, which got compromised, right? So 84C for those. Obviously, these came from us and not the King's Marchers. You get 158,000 rogue markers. 150k goes for 1 div on TFT. Okay, we'll just add 1 div for this. Current div is 210, I believe. This wand, I don't know how to price. It's a rare drop. You can't like expect a random one like this to drop every time. I mean, we got it. You can add 1 div at the end or not. 1 or 10. I don't know if this will sell. If this sells by the time this video goes out, we'll put a text on screen here. I'll probably list it for like 10 div and then lower it over time. See if it sells. Okay, so now it's time first, before we wealthy exile the rest, it's time to take out our investment. We ran 50 all can go maps, so free. And we ran, and we oversustained, remember? We didn't count any maps. And we ran 2 Kalguuran Scarabs of ore, which were 4C each. I think I bought them for a little less, like 3.5. So 8C per map on those. Beast Scarabs were 1C, and Duplication was also 1C. It is 2C now. I think I bought it for 1 or 1.5. Let's go with 2. So the Scarabs were 8, 9, 10, 12C per map investment. We also put 6C on the map device with Heist. So that is 18C per map. Over 50 maps, that's 900C investment. So we're already up 5,800C, not counting the good beasts that we got, which, remember, we kind of got unlucky. We only got 2 Vivid Vultures, and we got 0 Black Morrigan. So how much money is in here and in here? There is 16 more Divines in here. Okay? So that is, at current prices, 218 is another 3,488 chaos, which brings us to 9,345C profit over 50 maps, which is 42.8 div. Just to go through, there is pretty much only beasts here, like the good beasts and this currency tab. So there's nothing else that can be misvalued or whatever. This is all gumball currency that you can Faustus or whatever, and the good beasts. These are accurate. Krake Chimeral, 134C. Phenomenal Plague Arachnid, 40C. Wild Abysmal Mage Run, 120. Vivid Vultures are very cheap this league. Holy, 120C. It's like half a div, a bit more. Damn. So 42.8 div over 50 maps is 0.85 div profit per map. How long did it take to run? It took 35 minutes to run 10 maps, which means 35 times 5, it took 175 minutes for the whole thing, which is a little under 3 hours, 2.91 hours. So under 3 hours, let's say, because you do mess around a little bit in your menagerie, bottling the beasts and stuff. So under 3 hours, that's 14 div per hour profit at this pace. You're kind of waiting for Einhar to capture the beast. So yeah, this character is fast, but you're still kind of limited by Einhar actually capturing the beasts. With the amount of messing around you have to do in your menagerie, I would say that's kind of cringe. That said, that is a decent profit, I would say. 14 div an hour is nice. And we got unlucky with the beasts, apparently. Like, we should have gotten 1 or 2 Black Morrigans, which would instantly push this up to 15, 16 div per hour. But you have to mess around with the menagerie. You have to post these in bulk sales. Yeah, kind of cringe, even though reasonable numbers. XP is meh. Gold is kind of meh. We got 620k. It's like barely more than all can go. 620k over 50 maps. It's like, actually it's more. All can go was like 7k, I think. 6 or 7k. So it's more than all can go. But yeah, 12k gold per map. Listen, the bestiary part where you orb the beast and stuff, that is giga cringe. However, we got a reflecting mist, which is 10 more div. So, you know, not counting that, of course, but we did get that, so that was cool. But I think that's it, guys. We found the first screen strat. The thing is, a lot of the investment, exactly half of the investment of the 16C per map, is the ore scarabs, which is impossible to value. We got a bunch of ore. The reason I did the ore scarabs is that if I ever want to reset a port, like for example this, then I have a bunch of ore, and then I can send out that ore to reset the port so that we can get more multipliers for planned good shipments. That is impossible to value. I can't put that in a spreadsheet, in a calculator. So we got a bunch of random ore. From those, we got one Starfall crater, a single Starfall crater in the entire 50 map session. No Swollen, of course. So there's a little bit of fishing. If you do this exact strat, you will get some Starfall craters, and sometimes maybe that'll be a Swollen, but like that was half the investment. Then again, it's still really cheap. Even if we did 8C per map, maybe the profit would go up like 1 or 2 or 3 divs. It's not significant. Pretty cringe strat. But you can farm a bunch of yellow beasts, so you never have to worry about having yellow beasts for beast crafting. But I probably wouldn't do this again. I would do like 50 maps. But if I wanted a bunch of yellow beasts, you just put in a couple of scarabs, run a couple of maps, let Einhar capture them. That's it. You get some stuff. You get some blueprints for the Smuggler's caches. It's a strat of all time. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. The next one is gonna be better, I promise.